Hello, everybody. It's Teresa Shaver from the Business Advisory Centre Durham, and I'm here today with Shaelene McInnis, founder and CEO of Books in Line. Welcome, Shaelene.
Thank you.
I invited Shaelene to be on this call or this interview with me because she is a member of our expert network. But more than that, she's run presentations here, workshops. She's helped so many of our clients. And I know that in the very beginning, she might even have taken part in some of our workshops. So it's been wonderful to see the full circle of you and your organization, and to have you part of our partnerships and our network here.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
Thank you. I'd love, if you don't mind, I'm just going to tell people a little bit of a bio about you, and then I'd love to just ask you some questions about Books in Line. Shaelene is the founder and CEO of Books in Line. Shaelene had been working in the corporate world, and after the birth of her 2 children, decided to start her own business and work from home. As an avid poker player, and I'm going to ask you more about this in a minute. As an avid poker player, she has been sponsored to play in the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas and placed in the World Poker Tour in Montreal. Shaelene was so good at numbers and money that she quickly decided bookkeeping was the perfect next step for her. She wanted to create a business that would empower others while teaching them to make money and to save more money for themselves. For the past 15 years, Shaelene has been partnering with organizations like ours, entrepreneurs and small businesses, to help them with their financials. As everybody may know, BACD strives to be the go-to business organization to help people get started and to create a business that's successful for them. You can always read more about us at bacd.ca. And here on our screen, we have Shailene's information so that you can contact her as well. For those that are listening on our podcast, her website is www.booksinline.ca. So Shaelene, a lovely introduction. I'd love to know more about this superpower of yours. Please tell us more.
My superpower. Yes, avid poker player. Been playing poker, been playing cards since I was a child. Played a couple times in the World Series of Poker in Vegas. I was sponsored and played in the World Poker Tour in Montreal. And I'm actually going next month, and a month from now, I'm going back to Montreal to play at the playground and to play in World Poker Tour. So,
and what kind of poker is it that you're playing?
Right now, Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
No limit Texas Hold'em. Yep, tournament right now. Tournament cash games. Yeah.
And so, do you win money?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. If I wasn't trying to win money, then I probably wouldn't be playing. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you're trying to do. I mean, do you lose money too?
Sure, there's times you lose money, but you never play a game unless you have the money to lose. You never play anything unless you're willing to lose whatever you're going in with. Right?
Very,
and it
very
doesn't
clever.
have a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, I know that you said that that you wanted to leave the corporate world and start your own business. Like, what spurred that motivation to do that, or that inspiration?
Well, you know, I never even thought about it before, although I really wish I did think about it a long time ago. And then when I was pregnant with my first child, I was driving an hour and a half to get to work past Toronto and back, another hour and a half back. And I thought, I don't want to be away from my children, however many kids I'm lucky enough to have, to be sitting in traffic and working for someone else. And then I started thinking, actually, there was a tractor trailer jackknifed in front of me, and that's right at that moment I thought, I'm going to start my own business because I'm not doing this anymore on the 401. And then I didn't even know what I was going to do, but I'd been doing taxes for family and friends for years, so I decided that I would start a business doing bookkeeping and taxes, and that was in the basement of my house, and now here I am.
Here you are.
Lots of growth. Yeah, lots of growth, lots of great people in Durham region supporting me.
And are you based in Oshawa? Are you in Durham region?
I am. We have 3 suites here, about 12 employees now. We're just at 650 King Street East, just east of Wilson, and lots of people in Durham region know us.
Did you even think that this was the vision that you had for your business when you started out?
No. It's so funny because my sister, as soon as I started a business, she knew this was going to happen. I honestly did not know, but she apparently knew the whole time. I just thought it was just going to be me kind of doing my thing. Right. It turned out to me and a whole bunch of people doing it. So got very, very fortunate.
You've got a great team. I've had the pleasure of working with quite a few of them over the years. So
yes, you know them,
wonderful.
of course, and it's been the same people for years, right? Same
Yes.
people for years. So
Yes.
really happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah, my clients know them, so it's good.
That is good, you know, and I love, I mean, you've done quite a few workshops here at BACD. My favorite is what to know about your taxes so that the CRA doesn't get you.
Yeah,
I
yes,
love.
everything
So I
that
know.
CRA doesn't want you to know. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
And then I know also for the Do It in Durham week that we have coming up in November 2019, November 18 to 24, that you'll be doing a workshop in that week too. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. What I love about our expert network is they truly are experts that look after businesses and have that real world experience and professional expertise to help you in your business. So I know with Shaelene, she never turns anybody away. She can help them and answer a question or help them. So if anybody has any of those issues with their bookkeeping or getting started or income tax, definitely they're the experts to speak to. We normally get people started on somewhat of a foundation of, you know, what's a profit and loss and bank reconciliations and budgets and that sort of stuff. But we definitely like to hand them over to the experts, because if it's not your specialty as a business, you don't want to be trying to do it and do it well if you can't.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'd love to ask you, are there any favorite like productivity sites or apps or tools that you use in business?
Yes, actually there are. Mile IQ, if you want to track your mileage, Mile IQ is the best one that's out there. By far than anything. We use QuickBooks Online. I don't suggest that people get that unless you have a lot of bookkeeping experience, because you don't necessarily want to spend that money. But if you have lots of experience, it's an excellent program. We use Receipt Bank. So we give that to our clients at no cost. We give it to them, because you can take pictures of all your receipts and upload it. And then 7 years later, you still got them. They're in the cloud. Because of course, receipts now, after 2 years, they're all worn away. So when the Canada Revenue, so when the Canada Revenue Agency asks for your receipts, they're not there. There's nothing there. So this is a way to make sure that that's taken care of. Receipt Bank's excellent. Slack for communicating within the office. There's so many good programs out there now. There's great
Those are the ones that you use, right?
Yep. Those are some of the ones we use. Yep.
Yeah. We tried to use Slack and didn't really, kind of crashed and burned internally. Because we were right next to each other, so we would just run out of the office and talk to each other. But then one of the apps we did get into was Trello. I don't know if you use Trello at all.
No.
So Trello is a project management board. So we literally have all our events, all our processes, all our systems, our marketing, and we have it all on there. And then everybody can go into this board and have a look if they need any information.
I might be interested in that.
Yeah, so that's what we've done. So all our events are on there, and our marketing, the hashtags we use, what we say, the language, our links that we send out for people if they want to book a meeting or any of that sort of stuff. It's all on there so that everybody has access, which I've really enjoyed, because I don't need to be the keeper of all the knowledge anymore.
Yes, it's hard to be the one. Yeah. Good.
So you told me already what you do for fun. I'd love to know, like, of all the entrepreneurs you've worked with, have you seen a formula or a pattern that makes them successful?
Yeah, there's a few things. I think all the people that I know that are successful have a few things in common. They surround themselves with great people. That's the top one. They surround themselves with people who support them. And then they at least minimize the time with the people who don't support them, because you have to be with the people who support you and want you to do well and who believe in you. That's the first one. I find they're really successful entrepreneurs, and I only realized this the last few years. And another thing I wish I learned a lot earlier, they read books all the time, like actual physical books. They're listening in the car, but they're reading business books and inspiring books to keep themselves focused. And I find most of the successful people I know wake up early. And I started to do this maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. I started to wake up 5 a.m. I started getting up 5 a.m., reading, some meditation, and it just puts you in the right frame of mind for the entire day. So those things, and honestly, and another thing again that I wish I knew earlier was I wish I had sold my strengths and hired my weaknesses much, much earlier. Social media, I was doing all my own social media and it was taking me so much time. I should have just paid someone else to do it and focused on building my business.
So
I wish
true.
I'd done that years ago.
So
Those
true.
those are the things I find that most successful people understand, that those concepts very well.
That's very true. I mean, I look at even BACD when I started, I was doing the finances and running the organization and the events and all the creating of the curriculum. And then I was also doing the social media and the marketing. And it's just wonderful that over the years I've been able to delegate and move that on, because it just you can't do it all, and nor can you be good at it all.
No, you can't. But hire someone else. Understand your own value. Understand the value of your time. 10 hours a month for me to do my own social media. My 10 hours a month is so valuable, and I can pay someone else and they can do it in 2. I'll pay someone else and I will take my 10 hours and I'll use it for what I'm good at.
But since you said you were a reader, are there any top books you would recommend?
Yes, I would recommend 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Right off the bat, everybody, whether you're a business owner or not, every person in the world should own this book. It is my absolute top one. And then I like Success Principles.
Yes, me too.
Jack Canfield. There's another great one. These 2 will keep you focused. And there's 2 books that you can read over and over and over again. I never read books over and over and over again, except for those 2. I'm always going back and reading them again. Gets me in the right frame of mind, teaches you how to be a leader. Instead of managing people, it teaches you how to be a leader. So I just think they're
I'm
perfect
with you.
books.
Those are my favorite books to read. The Success Principles, chapter 1, you are 100% responsible for your own life. It's very freeing, right?
And as soon as it is freeing, but as soon as you realize I'm the only one who's responsible, then you're like, okay, well, so if I'm going to react this way, that's my responsibility. I do this with my kids. If someone says, oh, well, I'm really grumpy, well, then what are you going to do about it? Right? What are you going to do about being grumpy? Because I want them to understand that's up to them to fix.
Very true.
It's a good lesson for children.
Yes, it does certainly work with our kids. Like if we can instill into them right from the beginning that they're responsible for their own energy and their own attitude, I mean, it's really empowering for them too, right?
Yes.
Just to ask you a little bit about Books in Line, how do you market your own business and what have you found has been successful for you?
I find I do a lot of networking.
Yes.
A lot of networking. And what I did was I've gone to a lot of different networking groups to see what does and doesn't work for me. I've tried everything a couple of times, Chamber of Commerce. I go to BACD all the time. Different networking groups in Durham region to see, because some of them really work well for me and some of them not as much. Yeah. And so then I could pick and choose which ones did work for me, and then I continue to go. And then people see you over and over again, and of course, then they get to know you, know, like, and trust, right? And then they start to trust you. And you have to build trust when you're doing the kind of work that I'm doing. Definitely. There's a lot of trust, right? So I've had a lot of people, because a lot of people come in here, they're perhaps embarrassed because they've fallen behind on their taxes, and there's no reason for any embarrassment. There's nothing like that. But people, you have to get out there and be seen. Yeah. And then the great thing is that when you start doing work with people, they start hearing you speak, like when I come to BACD and speak, or you've helped someone with catching up on tax returns, you've taught someone what they can write off for their business, then they start referring. We have so many referrals now. It's amazing. I can barely keep up with sending out thank you notes.
That's wonderful.
So that's the marketing for us. Lots of social media. Tax tip of the week.
Yes, I get it. I like it. Thank you.
It tries to be for everyone. So lots of social media and lots of networking, and that really pays off for us.
Awesome. And also it's mostly low cost in some ways. You know, it's a good investment, and sometimes I find some of our clients blow money in places and it just doesn't get them the return that they need. It's long tail effect. So it takes a longer time, but it is a great way to build your business, over the long term.
Yes.
Another question I have for you, like with the clients you're working with, what advice would you give to like startup businesses to start right in terms of their financials?
What I would do if I was starting up a business is register the business. Even if you're just going to use your personal name, register the business. It makes it very legitimate for the Canada Revenue Agency. It's not mandatory if you use your own name, but I really do recommend paying the $60 to do it.
Yes.
Then I recommend making sure you know everything that you can write off and everything that you can't write off. I'll have people coming in saying that, but I'm a realtor. Why can't I write off my haircuts? None of us can. That's why,
Okay,
because
fair
that's
enough.
not, unless you're, no, that's not it. Or my clothing. Well, everyone has to wear business clothing. So no, you don't get to write off your clothing because you do a certain job, or else we all could. So I think becoming informed, taking courses, take the courses. I still go to courses at BACD. I
Me
still
too.
go and take courses. I want to keep up on what's going on with technology and apps and what grants are coming out. So keep informed and get out and get seen and take courses.
Yes, I love that. Great idea for sure. What do you see are the coming trends in your area, like or in your profession, like, and will they impact you?
Going paper free. Everything is going to be cloud. Everything absolutely is going to be paperless, paper free. And I'm fine with that.
What piece of advice would you give to entrepreneurs that are wanting to get started?
Pick what you love to do first. Think about everything that you really enjoy doing, not something to make money. Don't think about money first. Pick something that you love to do. When I started this business, I thought to myself, I want to do something where I can help people. I love numbers. I always have. I've always liked spreadsheets and organization, and I like to stick up for the underdog. So, and then I was like, well, I've been doing taxes for a long time, and I'm not afraid to talk to the Canada Revenue Agency. And that's how I started my business. But you look at what you love first and then make it into a business.
Very cool. I like that.
Okay.
Another question I have for you. What advice would you give to people if the CRA says, I'm going to audit you? Or what's the process they should go through, apart from getting in touch with you first?
Yeah, first of all, just to make sure that it's not a fraudulent call. Yeah, no, they don't call and threaten you with jail. This Canada Revenue Agency does not do that. They do not say, we're going to send you to jail unless you send me this. If they say they're going to audit you, obviously get any professional help, anyone to help you. I know people who try to do it themselves and they've lost thousands of dollars because they're not sure how to talk to a CRA agent or what's right to say and what's not right to say. So definitely get a professional. Make sure that you keep all of your paperwork, everything. Don't throw it out. The Canada Revenue Agency doesn't want to see your visa statements. They actually want to see your gas receipts, the actual receipts, because they won't allow it if it's off a visa statement or off a bank card statement. So keep your actual receipts, or at least pictures of them. Yeah, that's where, as long as you can prove what you're saying, then that's okay. You can fight for every single cent, but you just need to be able to prove it.
You need to be able to prove it. That's the important thing. And I always say, like, if you're running a business, have a separate bank account, or at least have receipts and the income statements together, that you can motivate.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Have a separate bank account. Show that you're a legitimate business.
Yeah, very true. Tell me, what entrepreneurial tricks have you found that work to keep you focused during the day? I mean, apart from getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, which took some work. I'm not a natural 5 a.m. kind of woman.
Oh.
I do things because I find sometimes I can get diverted. My attention gets diverted and you've got 10 things going on at once and then you don't get anything done.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I take my phone, I set it for 50 minutes, 50, and then all I will do is work for that 50 minutes on whatever project I'm working on. If it means I'm going through emails, then that's all I'm doing for 50 minutes. And then when my alarm goes off, I take 10 minutes to go make a cup of tea, do whatever I need to do in that 10 minutes. And then I reset it for 50 minutes and do it again. This keeps, because this way you can do things like you can work from home and you're actually getting work done. Otherwise you won't. So if I'm working from home one day, say there's a snowstorm, I'll set my clock for 50 minutes and then I will go and change the laundry and everything in that 10-minute downtime. I'll go do what I need to do. But then that 50 minutes again is only work.
Focusing on work.
That's
so that is like taking away your distractions, isn't it?
Yes, that way, yeah.
Very, very cool. When people start up their businesses and they start making money, I know you've got on the screen here personal income tax. Do you have any advice as like what do they put aside and where do they put that kind of thing?
I keep a separate bank account. Actually, I have about 5 different bank accounts, just business bank accounts, not even talking about the personal ones. But what I do is I keep money so that I don't spend it. I keep money in one whole entirely separate bank where I have to physically go to the bank to remove any money from that account. So I can deposit, but to actually go and take money out, I have to go there, and I'm only allowed, like, I think 3 withdrawals a month or something, and I have to pay for it after that. So it's a great way to make sure that you save money. And then pay yourself first. I know people hear those words, but they don't understand the importance. You don't wait until you pay everyone else and then you have what's left over. That's not how it goes. You decide how much you're going to pay yourself. You start at a low amount. I'm going to pay myself $100 a week. And then in 3 months, I'm going to pay myself $150 a week. And you keep going up. Every 3 months, whatever increments you decide on, you keep paying yourself first, and you pay yourself what you're worth.
Right.
That way, it'll force you to keep your expenses in line.
Yes, very true.
Then, and you're paying yourself, and then you know that what you're doing is actually mattering. It matters to you because you're being paid for it. So, yeah. Very important.
Good point. I love that idea. One of the other questions, what do you love most about what you do every day, apart from the numbers?
Apart from the numbers, I really like the employees I work with. I really like the people I work with. I like fighting for the underdog. I like being able to call the Canada Revenue Agency. Maybe someone there has been kind of bullying one of my clients, and then well, one of my new clients the first time, and then I call them and I'm like, you're not going to call them anymore from now on. You're going to talk to me. And this is what we're going to do. And they know, because I'm like, what was your agent ID number and what time is it? What's the date today? And I'll write down every single thing so that they know I'm copying everything that they're saying. Right. And it's being recorded, and they know that I'll have the date and time and who I'm speaking to. Right. So I like to stick up for people who I think are being bullied.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that can happen because you feel so scared, right?
People are so scared. Lots of people are scared. Actually, practically everyone's scared of the Canada Revenue Agency, but certainly immigrants to the country, many of them, depending on what kind of country they came from before, what kind of an environment they had there. Yeah, they're very scared. Yeah, they can be very scared, and they don't know what to do, and they can be immobilized with fear. And I like to take that away.
Yeah, true. One of the things I never asked you earlier on, I know that you do accounting and bookkeeping and taxes. Do you do businesses and consumers as well? You do both?
We do personal taxes, corporate taxes, business taxes, small business, all of it. Yeah, people with disabilities, students, lots of students. Yeah, we do all of that kind of work.
Definitely a big practice, right?
I think, I think we're a pretty big practice. I think so.
Congratulations. I mean, it is a feat to have 12 people working for you. I mean, it's no small feat to, payroll and manage all of that,
Yeah, I think what I really like is that most of them have been with me for so long, right? And that's the part that I like the most.
Well, then that's that's a kudos to you, because there's some culture that you're creating there that people stay.
Yeah, working on it all the time. It never stops.
I hear you. I'm always trying to find ways to do something different, to show my thanks, to let them know how much I appreciate them. And it's not always possible, right? I find that's something that can keep me up at night is, have I told them enough how much I appreciate them and all the work they're doing, That's
right. Because you can get caught up so much up in your own head that you forget to go around every morning and say good morning to everyone. Things like that, because you're just so caught up.
So true. So true. I got to stop that. So one more question I have for you. Since you network a lot, what are your favorite networking tips to share?
I would say the obvious. Don't go out to sell. You're not going out to sell. Go out and get to know people. Like, really get to know people. I have so many great friends because I met them through networking, and now they're my friends. Yeah. Go support small businesses. If you go to a networking event and there's tables and they have vendor tables, go and support someone. And don't ask for a deal. You don't go up to Walmart cashiers and ask for a deal when you get to the front. These are people that you want to support, including your friends. And so, no, don't ask for a deal. You'd be more than happy to pay full price for whatever you happen to be buying. Say I'm buying, I don't know, chocolates from someone. Trust me, I'm going to pay full price.
Yeah.
Happily. But no, support people and go there, meet people, get to know people. Go more than once so that you do get to know everyone there. It's really, it's a great way to get out of the house if you work from home.
Yes.
Great way to get out of the house. And Durham Region is amazing for networking and for small business people supporting each other. It's just a fantastic place for it. We're in the best place in Canada for,
Thank you. I hope so. And I'm optimistic and just about the growth that's going to come here too, because literally we are the last outpost, you know, we are the last area of lands and affordable homes, and I think we have a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurship as well. So I'm pretty excited about the future. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Lots and lots of exciting things happening in Durham Region.
Yes, that's true. Shaelene, thank you so much for your time. I just wanted people to get a bit of a flavor of how wonderful you are and how easy you are to talk to, and the knowledge that you have and the experience to share with people. So appreciate your time today, and I'll make sure that your contact information is in our show notes that people can get hold of you. And we look forward to seeing you at some events shortly.